Hi and welcome to today's video, which is my June update for my project pan, which is to use 23 items in 2023. And I do have a caveat that if items roll out, then I can add another from the same category or another category to start on. And they may not be new items, it's just items that I either want to hit pan or use up completely. So I have a book here and some markers, and I've got the items laid out beside me. So without further ado, I'll start off with the first item. I do tend to have a running order. The first is MAC Fix Plus. As you can see, what happens is they rub off because I'm holding the bottle, but obviously it does mark a little, and this is the new one because I haven't touched it at all. So that's where I'm up to. So at the rate I'm going, I'd probably say I have a couple more months to go, maybe 3 at a push. But I use this to wet my sponge, and I also use it as a final finishing spray over the face. Not all the time, because sometimes I use other products, but I do use it for my sponge, which is my preferred way to apply foundation, skin tints, BB creams, CC creams, etc. So yeah, this is nice. It's the unscented one. And yes, the sprayer could be better. It's not the gentlest of spray, but it's okay. It's not one of the worst. It's not one of the best. The next item, I feel I've had quite a lot of progress. I've had trouble marking it, but this is the Vivienne Westwood Boudoir. It shows them up to there, but actually I think I'm a bit below where I've marked. I should have had it at eye level when I was marking it just earlier, but it was there last time. So I use it about half the month, and the rest of the time I use other perfumes to cycle through my collection. So again, perhaps I have a couple of months, but it's likely this will get finished in summer. And I've really enjoyed wearing it, and I'm wearing it at the moment. The next item is a replacement item. This is my second polish in, and this is Essie Pink, and it is called Madison Over Hue. And the dot is where I'm up to now. In fact, I'm probably just a bit below the dot, if you can see. I've got it on today. I do mainly wear this. It's chipped a bit, but, you know, I was doing some scrubbing, so basically without gloves, so it's possible that it would wear. But I find they wear better than nails ink, or Essie does for me. But it takes a long time to dry this polish. And then I need to put on a top coat, such as the Sally Hansen, is it Fast Dry or Insta Dry, in order to dry it down. Yeah, the reason I don't use a lot of top coats is I found that when I put a top coat on, all the polish then lifts off the nail within hours or the next day. So I'm generally not too keen on them. I found out that it's quite problematic for me and my skin, my nail bed. But anyway, I'm getting good use out of this. I do like the colour. It is a neutral, perhaps slightly bluish tone pink, and I do love wearing it. It's lovely and summery. Then I have another item, which is an original one. I did have a small one originally, and what to use up, and then I went on to this. And this is the Aveda Botanical Repair Strengthening Leave-In Treatment. And it is to help repair damage to the hair. And you use this, like I said, as a leave-in conditioner. And I generally leave my hair to air dry, and then I put some, whilst it's still damp, I put oils through my hair. So I don't have it where it's soaking wet, it is towel dried, and then I add this. So the last update, if I can just have a look now, I'm just going to look down. Let me just see what it says. June. I did weigh it. Oh, it was last month, it was 45.5 gram. And today it's 30.5 grams. So I've used exactly 15 gram. Now, based on what the weight is now, I may have just a month or less than a month, or around a month to use this up, I think. And then I'll have another product to roll in. But I've enjoyed using it. I can't say it's the most, it doesn't claim to be nourishing, it claims to be protective. I have another system I want to try at some point. I can't remember the company, another fairly expensive brand, it's very similar packaging, which I'm going to try. But I do have another bond repair that I'm going to put in. The next item was one that I rolled in after the original was used up, and this is an old product, and it is a crayon and a highlighter, Champagne Pop by Becca. So if you look, if you can see, there's quite a bit of use in there, and I'll wind it all up. There is a lot. I'm not sure I'll get it finished because I mainly use it on my brow bone, and then I will use a powder highlighter on top. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. So when I've looked, there isn't really any progress on the Becca. It is as it was last month, and it's just one of those things. I have been using it. It's just such little progress. I'm not sure I'm able to mark it, but I do use it whenever, most times, unless I forget when I do my makeup. Because what I do is I have a little hold all, a silicone, plastic, acrylic handled basket thing, tub, and all the products that I'm using go into that. So it's just if I don't see it and overlook it, but generally I do put it on just on the brow bone. So it is getting some use, but very, very slowly, I'm afraid. The next item was in the Project Pan originally, and this is by Mina, the BB Cream SPF 15. Now I've been using that most of the time, and I've got that on today. And this one, if I go into the BB Cream, it is, let me just see if I've got that, June. Last month it was 41 gram, and this month it's 34 gram. So I've used 7 grams. So basically, if this is a 35 mil, so the grams may be similar. So that's a seventh of the product in the month, I think, if I've got that right. But I've been using this a few months, and there isn't a lot left, maybe a couple of months, maybe 3 at a push. But I'm hoping to get it finished soon, because I do have another high protection sun product. This is only some SPF 15, so I have to use sunblock underneath. But I do have another one that I want to roll in, but I'm going to carry on using this as best that I can as my main foundation, if you know what I mean. Then the next item is another roll-in from a few months ago, and this is Kiko Unlimited Foundation. Now the problem with this is you can't see any progress because it's a completely frosted jar. So that even holding up to the light or using a bright LED torch, it really isn't showing through. So out of frustration, because I like to measure things, I'll see what I've got. I put it into a little Pry container. It had like a throat cream in, and I decanted it all in by pumping it. So this is a 15 ml container to the top. So I think I've probably got about 13 ml left, I would imagine. I think I've got less than half, and that's it. It's showing up a lot lighter than it is. It is a very orangey, I don't know if I can get it to darken down, but it is a very, very orangey dark colour. But what I do is, and it's very drying, so I add a little bit of face oil in and some whitener. So the whitener obviously, and the oil extend it, because obviously there's more liquid, that I'm using. And I put it in a little, it's like an artist palette, and I mix it up and then add it on with a damp sponge. So I've used it 2 or 3 times, and that's all since the last update, because I've been focusing on the BB cream. The next item is a roll-in, and this is Becca Corrector, Under Eye Corrector. And there is some use, because it was brand new when I put it in. There is a little bit of use, but in all honesty, this works better with the Kiko, insofar as that is lighter than the BB cream. So when I've been using my BB cream, which I have mainly been doing that, I use the lightest shade in the Pixie by Petra. No, it isn't Pixie. It's Boing by Benefit, their lightest shade, and it is darker than the Becca one. So it goes better with the BB cream. So that's going to have more progress, I would imagine, over autumn and winter. I doubt I'll finish it, but it is one that needs to be used. But it was quite waxy, but it's getting quite oily looking because it's so hot. Today's around 28 degrees, so it's very, very warm. The next one is Tarteist Pro Glow, and I'm just focusing on 2 palettes. Now, that one's cream contour and that one is a powder. Now, I did get my nail jabbed in at one point. I've not really used the powder this month because I've been focusing on the cream. And I'm getting quite, can you see there's quite a lot of depth, but I just don't know when I'm going to hit pan. But I use a little stippling, it's about 1 inch head stippling, a fairly firm stippling brush, but it's not so firm that it scrapes the face at all or scrapes other makeup off. But it really is a nice application. You can also use, I think another good way is a beauty blender type sponge, but I've got it on today. I don't put an awful lot on, and as you can see, this is only a tinted BB cream because you can still see all the redness. You can see the veins on my eyes, which I'm quite happy with. It just evens the tone a little bit. Then I have another product that I've rolled in, and this is by Terry, Ombre Black Star, and this is a bronze, so it's a mini that I got in a set. Now again, I use this most days. I haven't got it on today because I've decided to go for a blue look from a Pat McGrath set that I've got. And when I've looked at this, where have I got it? By Terry, there is no movement. There's absolutely no movement shown, but I am using it. Can you see that's where the last one was? I am using it most days. So it just, but I'm not very firm in the application. It's very, very light. So it might be that next month it will show a bit more, but I am using it most days that I wear makeup. And it's a really nice cream. So I enjoy, and I do love the colour. It's more of, although it's bronze, it's more of a taupe than having golden or greeny, colour through it, as bronzes often do. Then the next one is, I think it's an original one. I just wanted to see by Terry. Yes, it is. Now this is a blush. Now I haven't got it on today, but I use it most days either as a blush or on the perimeter as a bronzer because it is a pinky beige and it is quite similar to my bronzer that isn't in this project that I got recently from Laura Geller. The last time, you can't really see, but there is a pan in the centre one, which is more of a highlighting or a topper. And the rings are getting lower. Can you see? You can really see the inner ring now standing proud. So I'm at some point I'll hit pan, but I don't know when. But I am enjoying this. It is very pigmented, but I just use a small fluffy brush, round brush, and just use a little bit. And it blends very well. It's not harsh. I do like this one. It's Desert Rose. Then I've got my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder Mini in Dim Light. Now I've been using, but not all the time, because I am using a Laura Geller Baked Foundation in Fair, which is, or Porcelain I think it is. And that's like a very white powder. So I use this as a finishing powder or the Laura Geller one. So it is getting used. You can see quite a lot of bubbles that are in the baking process because this is a cream to powder formula. It's lovely. It does give a light glow to the skin. And I have this in a full size, so I can't show a lot of progress because a little goes a long way. These could last a bit. A full one would last nearly forever, I think. And then because you don't need to overload the brush, you just need a tiny amount. And then the next, but it never makes your face look flat at all. The next one is Too Faced Blinded by the Light. That one, like I said, hit its goal because it's nearly flat. But I've been using this about a third of the time I've worn makeup, and then the rest of the time I've been using another highlighter that's slightly more gold and a slightly more creamy powder. But because I want to get some use out of that. But this has been used about 50% of the time. And like I say, it's getting flat, which is what I wanted. It's nearly hit its goal. If I could finish it, that'd be great because it is quite an old powder, but I don't have that many highlighters. Then I have a Rowan Disco Eye, and that is that's a topper, and it's a chunky glitter, and I did hit pan, I think last month or the month before, but the pan is growing. Can you see? Now I haven't used this every day. I've used it about a third of the time because I have been using a Natasha Denona palette, and this look didn't particularly go with the colours that I've been wearing. On videos I've done recently, there's been like a pinky peachy eyeshadow that's been a Natasha Denona set. So I haven't really needed to use that because I've had quite a lot of glittery or shimmery, very, very sparkly shimmery shadow on the lid. So this wouldn't really have gone. It was like too glittery. but I will carry on using that. It is lovely, and although it's gritty, I don't find it bothers my eye at all. It's never falling in the eye, and nor do I find it all over my face. So yeah, I really love that one. Then I have a Benefit. Now I love Benefit eyebrow products. They are my favourite. This is Precisely my Brow Pencil Mini. So I put that in because I finished whatever the last one was. I can go through them quite well. And let me just think. I've had to put markings on another page now because it's getting complicated. So Benefit, where I'm up to there is last time I was up there and now I'm there. So it looks like maybe by next month, or more likely the month after, I'll have this finished. This is in 3. The last pencil that I used in this project, that what happened to be from Benefit, was 3.5, which is a little dark. There isn't much difference between 3 and 3.5 in terms of tone. This is better for me because it's not as dark, but I prefer 1 or 2, to be honest, in terms of the blonde shades. But yeah, it was really nice. I love the Benefit products, as I said. Then I have an Autograph eyeshadow, which I use as a base. I'll put the foundation will be over the eyes area, and then I'll set it with a bit of powder, and then I will use this as a base. And then if it's going to be very, very hot, I will use a base primer, you know, a liquid one. I'm using a NARS one at the moment. So if I'm going to be out, particularly in such hot weather. Now today I didn't bother, but it stuck fair, the eyeshadow stuck well. But I do use this to even the colour tone out of my lids, which are very pale, but I've got a lot of veins in them, if you know what I mean. So they tend to go quite bluish. Then I have, did I show you that? I'm sure I did, because I have got quite a lot of use in that. You can't really see, but it's really dipping in. But I think this is probably going to last the year, to be frank. Then I have from Daniel Sandler, which I do think his products are really good as a makeup artist, is Long Lasting Waterproof Eyeliner. And it is. I think it's a gel formula, and it's a very strong, bold black. It's not the finest nib at all. But I don't have a lot left when I look at it, because I had the last 3 things were red, and I've got a little, whoops, where the mark is where it ends. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's up to there. So I've rolled it right up. So I've probably got, if you can see here, there, maybe a month. At a push, 2 months, if I don't wear much makeup. And what I do is, if I don't want such a harsh look, I will then use a dark colour, like a plum, burgundy, brown, taupe, whatever, and I'll lay it down on top of the black liner as soon as I've applied it, because this does set, and then you get a really soft, blown out sort of look, which I like as well. But I also have it on today just on its own. I haven't put any shadow on top of it, and it's really, really nice. But I didn't want it to go off, so I wanted to use it. That's why I put it in this project. And then I have a lipstick which I added in because I used up a Lipstick Queen one, and this one is a pink. Let me just see what I've got. Candy Shimmer from Estee Lauder. So this was new, or virtually new, when I put it in, and that's what I've got now. So I have used quite a lot, because I've used this most of the time. So I'm going to look where I've put Estee Lauder. Isn't it funny, you can never find what you want. So I've marked the bottom there. So that's there is where it is now. That's when it started. So I've made a lot of progress on that. So it's about over, I'd say, 1/3 of an inch, something like that. So it's quite a lot. And it has bent, because of the heat, it's been knocked, so it's bent that way, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But I'm able to use it, and what I do is I roll it down quite a lot when I use it, so it doesn't break off and fall out. But it's satiny, a bit pearlised as well, but it is a soft, a very soft lipstick, and it's moisturising, so I really do like that one. I did get that in a gift set, or a gift with purchase. And then I have a Stila one, and this is a solid balm, and my God, you could use this for years if you just put one coat once a day. But I have used it. It's not getting any progress marks whatsoever. So let me just get the Stila Well, it has just a tiny bit. So there's some lines close together, and it shows you that no matter, I've used it about because I use it of an evening as well, so maybe about 15 times, and there's just so little progress. But if I pull it all the way down, you can see it is moving. But I think it's going to take to the end of the year to finish this, I would imagine. Let me just see, where am I up to now? Then I have 2 more products left. The last bit, wouldn't it have fallen over, is what I've got on today. And it is Lab Shine by Makeup Forever. Now, Makeup Forever is available through Sephora back in the UK. This particular product I don't think is, but they do lip glosses. But what they have in the UK is a limited selection of what Makeup Forever sell. So it's not everything, we just have a few items. But I did pick this up when it was with Debenhams, so that's a long time ago. So last update, it was there. This update, it was here, because you can see, and there is quite a mirroring. It could, yes, it's around there, maybe a little below. So there is a lot of you can see windowing, I should say. So yeah, maybe a month or 2 months it might take to finish it. It isn't the stickiest one, but because there's glitter, it can sometimes go outside of the lips, which I don't particularly enjoy. But it is nice on its own, and it is nice as a topper as well, on top of other lipsticks, like matte lipsticks. And finally, I have an Aromatherapy Associates oil. This was in the beginning, and that's where I'm up to. That's the last one. So a fair progress. I don't particularly like wearing oils, particularly sticky oils, in summer, but I have used it at night. Not every night, but most nights. And it is a fairly fresh one. Yeah. So I think this is going to take perhaps to the end of the year, or certainly well into autumn. But I do have several of these different fragrances, and I have, and it does smell nice. It is quite relaxing. So they're all my items in this project pan. I hope you found this interesting, but can I say thank you very much for watching, because I appreciate your time is valuable. Now, I hope to do another one. This is like mid-June, in mid-July, but I'm going to be honest, I think there's going to be far less progress next month, because within the next 2 weeks, I'm going into hospital to have some orthopaedic surgery. So I probably won't be, I won't be wearing makeup in hospital, and perhaps very little skincare. But it depends when I feel like, or feel able to wear makeup and use these products up. Because I will have a lot of dressings on, I won't be able to bathe that easily, and I won't be able to lean over to bathe. So I really don't know what state I'm going to be in, but I don't want to come to you with any videos looking a complete mess. Although arguably, yeah, because look at my hair now. I normally dye it every 4 weeks. It's been over 4 weeks now. What I'm doing is leaving it a bit nearer to the hospital admission, and I'm going to dye it so that I don't have to re-dye it for several weeks. I'm trying to give myself a bigger long gap, because I don't know, it could be weeks, it could be months before I feel able to do it again, because I do my own hair. So that was just a little aside really. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I shall see you in another video. But otherwise, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.